Hey polish fans, welcome to another video here at Wild Moon Lacquer. In today's video we have a very special occasion. Today marks my 1-year anniversary here on YouTube, so that is very exciting. I can't believe that it's been 1 year. This date really sort of snuck up on me, and I had the idea initially to try to do something really special and fun, maybe some nail art, but this, like I said, this date sort of snuck up on me, so this is a little impromptu, but I figured what I would do is go over sort of my year in YouTube, as well as give you a little peek into my nail studio, craft room slash resellers storage room, and you'll get a little bit of a better understanding about why my nail polish is still not organized. So these are some bags of goodies that I found at Goodwill that I still need to film for you guys. There's more over here from, I think those are at St. Vinny's, and some random polishes that I found at other thrift stores, as well as singles from Goodwill. But here is why this is kind of embarrassing, but this is why I still have a lot of work to be done. All of those are empty boxes, so you don't have to worry about any of those, but all of these here are boxes minus this one down here that I need to video for you guys as hauls, going as far back as Black Friday. Yep, I still have Black Friday boxes to unpack, so I really need to get those going. But underneath all of this other stuff is where my nail polish is. It is buried, you guys. I really need to get going on this. Part of my other hobby is reselling, and so I love thrifting. I love finding vintage and collectibles, so I've got all of this stuff that has basically taken over the craft room, and I still need to get this part of it organized as well. But that means that the rest of my room really doesn't have the space that I had initially planned on back there for my nail polish. So I need to rethink this and hopefully come up with a better way that all of my hobbies can sort of live with each other, or put out space for each one in this room or separate rooms. And we are sort of working on that, but I thought you guys might kind of find it amusing, or maybe find it horrifying, I don't know, about where I am 1 year after trying to start my major nail polish reorganization. So enough about that. Let's go ahead and look at my year in recap. So my first video that I posted was what I've worn so far in 2020. That I posted on March 19th, and that was, like I said, the first video that I ever posted. And let me tell you, I was really nervous to post. I'm a shy person by nature. I'm an introvert. I don't like being the center of attention. I don't like putting myself out there to be like on stage or things like that. It really makes me nervous. So filming myself really made me nervous. So that's why so far you have not seen my face, because filming face forward to the camera just completely makes me nervous. More so, I've gotten very comfortable, I feel, filming the way that I am, and hopefully you guys don't miss a face behind the camera too much. But I was really happy with how this one turned out. I was actually really pleasantly surprised with how I did voicing the video. I was incredibly nervous, but I didn't feel that that came across too much. All of the videos that I'll be sharing with you in these highlights will be linked up in the card, so if you want to go ahead and click on those, you can rewatch them or watch them if you haven't seen them before. So this first video, like I said, was what I've worn so far in 2020, so this was sort of recapping the previous 3 months of what I wore, and I wore some really fun polishes. I think some of the highlights of these even made it into my top 20 of 2020. The Bee's Knees lacquer for the koalas, I'm pretty sure did make the cut to that top 20. And there was a lot of other ones in here that I really did enjoy. The fancy glosses were really beautiful, as was the Native War Paints. It does have a very similar formula to one of my all-time favorites from Native War Paints, and that is June 2018. You've probably heard me talk about that in a number of my videos because, like I said, it is one of my all-time favorite polishes. Also, early on in my channel, I started a couple of series. I had my top 10 favorites from certain brands, so I did Bee's Knees lacquer. I also did favorites from Polish Pickup. I had, I think, three separate videos, so part 1, part 2, and part 3. and I shared with you my favorites from Polish Pickup from since I started buying from them, so that was at least a few years prior to 2020. Definitely had some really fun polishes to share with you there as well. I think that series went up to part 4, so I had 4 different videos to share with you from Polish Pickup. I definitely have a lot of polishes from Polish Pickup. I keep meaning to go back and do a recap of Polish Pickup for 2020, but as you saw in the beginning of this video, my nail polish is in serious need of organizing before I can tackle that project. And I started doing seasonal racks. I did some picks for spring 2020. I did a 2-part video for that. I also dedicated a spring video all about purples because purple is my favorite color still, and it is something that I could wear year-round. So I wanted to dedicate a spring video specifically to all of the purples in my collection that I wanted to try to wear in the spring. One of my favorite series that hasn't really gotten a lot of comments at all, but I think is really fun, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed it, was my Unique Polishes series. So I had a couple of parts here. I think I see part 1 and part 2, part 3. And I basically went over the most unique polishes in my nail polish collection. If you haven't seen those, again, I will post those in the cards as well as in the description box down below. But those definitely had some incredibly unique polishes. If you are looking for some polishes that you haven't seen anything like, chances are you'll find it in those videos, because I shared quite a lot of polishes that I found to be completely unique to my collection. Anything from Noodles nail polish, I had some Ismaltis de Kelly, Poetry Cowgirl, Pretty Beautiful Unlimited, some glam polish. Lots and lots to share, so definitely check those out if you haven't. I had a lot of fun putting those together, and hopefully, like I said, I would like to revisit that as well this next year and do more unique polish videos. One of the other things that I started early on that I haven't done in quite a while actually is my favorite things video. The first one was actually really easy to put together because it was turquoise. So in that video I shared with you 5 nail polishes that were similar to one of my favorite things, and that is turquoise. So unfortunately, I think the reason I stalled out on the video series is because some of my other favorite things are books and shopping and trying to nail down nail polishes to things like books. I just was having a hard time trying to make those connections. So if you have any ideas on those, let me know, because I would love to continue this series. I had a lot of fun putting it together. The second one that I put together was for abalone, and that one was still fairly easy. I was able to put together, again, 5 nail polishes that I felt fit the theme of looking similar to the finish that an abalone shell has, but with other things like books and shopping and animals and other things that I like, enjoy, or have a passion for. I just was having a tough time sort of putting 2 and 2 together, if you will. So I really thought that was a rather unique idea. So let me know what you thought about those. I also started the What I Wore series. So that first video, like I said, was what I wore for the first few months of 2020. Then I continued it with monthly videos, and I've continued those ever since. Those I really have a good time with. I've sort of grown in that aspect of actually having pictures for each one, so that's been an interesting growth this last year. Before, I really wasn't taking pictures necessarily. I was just sort of having to remember which polishes I wore, and as each video was posted, I started sort of growing my Instagram and actually taking pictures and posting those as well, so that I would have a picture to share with you of what the nail polish looked like on my nails. The other thing that I had a lot of fun doing and haven't done in a while is tag videos. Those I had so much fun watching on YouTube, finding other people that had posted these tag videos. A lot of them were from quite a few years back, so they were back from like 2018, but those I had a really fun time doing. They're really fun to watch as well. I love watching other people's tag videos that they do on their channel. It's a really fun sort of insight into sort of a chatty video about what they like, what they don't like, brands that they've experienced, favorite colors, and all of that stuff. So I find those to be really fun. So the first tag video that I did was my nail polish collection tag, and that came from Kelly Marissa. And that was a really fun one to put together. You can see the tag questions all on that video if you are interested in doing your own tag video as well. So if you decide to do that tag video or any other tag video, let me know. I would love to see it. Then I did a couple of nail polish tutorials. Now I was really nervous about doing those as well because I don't really often do nail polish art. Up until that point, most of the time just did a mani, like painted 2 coats or 3 coats on my fingers, and that was about it. But I thought it would be fun to sort of do those for certain occasions. So the first one that I did was for Earth Day. The next one was actually one of the longest tutorials that I did. It took so long to film and had so many polishes, but it was really fun to film, and that was my May the 4th Be With You. I can't wait for that to come around this upcoming May because I really want to try another Star Wars mani. I had a lot of fun putting that together. I was really happy with how that turned out. It was one of those manis that I just didn't want to take off because I was so happy with how it turned out. It was really fun to wear, and I was, like I said, I was super excited with how it turned out. Then I did another tag. I did an indie nail polish tag. That was another really fun one to put together. Tags in general, like I said, are just really fun. I have a blast putting those together. It's really fun to have subjects to talk about and questions to answer and just sort of chit chat with other nail polish fans and people that love nail polish just as much as you do. It's really sort of is this camaraderie I feel when you do a tag video, so that's definitely one of my favorite things to do. Another fun tag that I did was Confessions of a Nail Polish Addict tag. That was definitely very fitting because I feel like I am definitely a nail polish addict or junkie or fan, however you want to title it. So it was fun to put that together and share another tag with everybody. I also filmed my first Q&A when I reached 200 subscribers. That was a fun one to put together as well, sort of some questions that I had been seeing in my comments throughout my different videos up until that point. And that was also when I had figured out that I had never actually introduced myself before posting all of these videos. So I sort of gave you a quick little introduction to who I am and why I like nail polish. Over the last year, I've also shared my hauls from Polish Pickup. That was one of my first sort of rabbit holes, if you will, into the nail polish community. So many different polishes every month that come out that it's really hard to keep up with and buy every single one that you want, of course, but it's something that I look forward to every month. I love seeing the spoilers from the makers every month and watching the month progress closer and closer to that release date at the beginning of every month, and then of course the anticipation of getting your polish. So it's always something that's exciting and something to look forward to every single month. Then I actually did start my nail polish organization. I went through my reds, and once I got through reds, because reds was I think one of my smallest groupings of colors that I had, I hit a wall with my pinks. My pinks, I could have sworn I didn't have a lot of, because throughout all of my YouTube videos you will hear me say over and over again that pinks are not polishes that I wear that often. They're not a favorite. They aren't. I'm not like a pink polish fan. However, when I got to what I would classify as my pinks, which included a lot of like the mauve tones, I had so many that I could not even begin to swatch them. And that surprised me. So I hit a wall there, and that's sort of what I've been stuck behind ever since. So I still need to make progress on getting those organized. Then I did another tag, A to Z Indie Nail Polish. That was a really fun one to put together for you guys. I also had a really fun time sort of going through my collection and finding polishes alphabetically to sort of fit that tag. And I almost did it. I almost had all brands to fit each letter of the alphabet. Almost. I forget how many I was missing. I think I only was missing a couple though, so that was pretty awesome. I did my first summer nail polish rack. That was really exciting because if you guys weren't aware, this past year was the first year that I was trying to wear polish seasonally. So prior to that, I was just wearing whatever I felt like. And while there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, when your collection gets to be as big as mine is, it's really hard to choose a polish. And I hear a lot of that in the comments as well from you guys. The more choices you have, the harder it is to narrow it down each time you want to change your mani. And I feel, for myself anyways, that it was actually really helpful to look at your collection as seasonal groupings and to go through your rack at the beginning of each season and then sort of pick polishes that you wanted to either challenge yourself to wear. Like for myself, there was a lot of these brighter toned pinks, brighter greens, and almost neons. I know they weren't officially neons. I don't think anyways I've worn an official neon just yet. Thus it was definitely an opportunity to sort of push myself outside my comfort zone, wear more vibrant, brighter colors than what I had been wearing in the past, and I've definitely found that it has been a lot easier to choose what manis you want to wear. So instead of going to your entire collection, you just go to your seasonal rack and you have less options, which makes it a lot easier to choose. So I've been enjoying that, and I think I will be continuing that throughout this upcoming year because it's one of the things that I've definitely been enjoying. And like I said, I've also been finding it very helpful for picking out each mani. One of the other tags that I actually put together from a book tag was the mid-year nail polish freakout tag. And like I said, books are another one of those things that I really enjoy. I've always been passionate, even since I was a toddler, about books. So another thing that I really was enjoying watching on YouTube, and they had this mid-year freakout tag. So I took those questions. Some of them just I could not translate into nail polish at all, but a lot of them I just sort of tweaked to make it into a tag that would work for the nail polish community. So I had a lot of fun tweaking that. And yeah, like I said, tags again are just another thing that I have a lot of fun putting together. Then I put together my fall rack. That was my favorite one by far to put together because if you are familiar with my taste, fall colors are my jam, like majorly my jam. I absolutely love dusty colors. Orange was one of those colors that really started to speak to me back in 2019, and so I started collecting it right around the time that winter was starting, so I didn't really have an opportunity to wear oranges in 2019. So by the time fall 2020 rolled around, I was ready to go. I was rearing to go the whole year to wear fall nail polishes. I did a fall preview as well as an official fall nail polish rack part 1 and part 2. And like I said, I was just all ready for fall. The whole year I was ready for fall. And I definitely have to say fall is probably pretty consistently going to be one of those seasons that I always look forward to because those colors are just my comfort zone. I love those dusty hues that fall into that season. I feel are just really me. So you'll always see really big fall racks, I'm pretty sure. In fact, I'm just noticing I had 3 fall rack videos for you. Like I said, really big fall seasonal racks. So that was really fun to put together. Then I bought from a new to me brand. That was one of the funnest hauls that I had, mainly just because I had been eyeing their polishes for a really long time, and that was Polish Me Silly. They had some amazing shimmer polishes. That was one that I had looked forward to buying for quite some time, and they had a sale, so I jumped on buying from them. They are on Etsy if you haven't bought from them before. They do have some amazing other polishes as well, not just their shimmer polishes. They've got flakies and crowleys as well. And then 2020 was over, and I started out 2021 filming my January 2021 polish pickup wish list, and that was one of my favorite themes, and that was birthstones, crystals, and minerals. In fact, that sort of was a recall to the very first polish pickup that I ever bought, and that was the crystals and gemstones theme from 2018 or was it 2017? I think it was 2018. In any case, that was the first theme that I ever bought in polish pickup. That was the first theme that I ever discovered from polish pickup, and I've been hooked ever since. Then I did a recap of the top 20 nail polishes of 2020. I loved that idea. I would probably like to continue that as a yearly video. Then you may have noticed some tweaks on some of my recent videos. I discovered a different way of creating thumbnails. So now I have some different looks to some of my thumbnails. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying that. It's something that I hope will make it easier to see what each video is going to be, and I've been rather pleased with how they've been turning out. So another sort of, not necessarily milestone, but a little bit of growth there in the channel as far as creating thumbnails for my YouTube videos. Then I did my first Orly color pass box. So the color pass box was something that I had heard about for quite some time actually, and I was a little hesitant to do the pass box mainly for the price. I like to get bargains, so I'm a big fan of the discount places. I think I did a video that included a lot of those, so like Head to Toe Beauty is one. Phoebe at Moonshine Manny has been the one to introduce me to a lot of these websites. So Head to Toe Beauty, Trans Design, 88 Beauty, all of those have really, really good prices on mainstream nail polishes. However, Orly was having a sale, so that really knocked the prices of each polish down to under $4 a bottle, especially considering that each seasonal box would have a freebie in it. So even if it was a top or base coat, that knocked the price down to between $3 and $4 a bottle, which I thought was very reasonable considering that's about what you would pay at the websites that I mentioned. So that was an exciting box to unpackage. It was definitely an unusual spring collection. Let me know what you thought about those down below, because like I said, that was a very unusual spring collection. And that brings us right around to where we are now. The last video that I posted prior to this was a what I wore in February 2021. So if you've stuck around this far for the recap, thank you so much for being here, and hopefully you've enjoyed sort of going over the past year of Wild Moon Lacquer on YouTube. So thanks again for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure to hit that little subscription button down below, as well as the little bell. That way you'll be notified every single time I post a video, and keep an eye out for that organization video and collection review, because hopefully I can get that put together here sooner rather than later, because I really, really want my collection organized. It really needs to happen. So thanks again for watching, and thanks so much for subscribing, and I will see you in that next video.